Thursday. Happy Jupiter. Happy day. Oh, happy days. I always tell you, get at me on a Thursday. It's a great day of the week. What's up, everyone? I am the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, and messenger of God. And the crowd goes wild. Ooh. Hold on, I'm putting myself in meditation here, which means just the seating of it. I don't typically put my left on top of my right, so this is a little different. We're playing the left lane. All right, let's see. I had some quick downloads right before I came in here, a couple quick questions, and we'll go into whatever else was out there. I was in the bathroom, and it was I heard myself saying yesterday, but you didn't say she was all these things. We're in trouble. And then the question was, does God make everyone pay for fucking with you? So, well, that's a very interesting question. Like, is there a deeper consequence for fucking with me than anybody else? No, the bus stops here. In the essence, what people did to Jesus, they did to everybody. But after Jesus, they didn't do that type of shit to people. They didn't, you know what I mean? The people that did that shit to Jesus, they were persecuted by their own guilt and shame for what they had done. So it was really in reference to Bobby. It's like, is God making Bobby pay for ghosting you? I was like, don't you think Bobby's paying for it on his own? In the essence, what should be, that's everybody trying to cast judgment, always trying to know how God's going to repay this. That goes back to, religious teachings. They make you fear him and his wrath. I don't fear, how do you say this? You don't have the right understanding of the fear you should have for God. You're not always looking over your corner at God. You're always looking at God. I fear the challenges that he puts in front of me only because I fear my flesh doesn't have what it takes for such challenges. I have that's what I told Taz last night. We were talking about something funny, something hella funny. Like she's got a niche. That's, you know what I mean? That makes her a sinner. I was like, I don't judge your sins. I just have to walk in a certain different code. It's just a code of conduct, and I just, you know what I mean? It's like all of us are considered sinners. You know what I mean? There's a difference between, this is what I told her. There's a difference between a user, a hustler, and a dealer. But no matter what, we're all in the wrong, supposedly. The only way that any of us can sleep at night, you know what I mean? The way that I have a clear conscience is, how did I act when I was doing such things? You know what I mean? It's not how we get our money. It's what our intentions are when we're out for our money and what we do with our money when we get it. I was a super duper hustler. I wasn't a drug dealer. A drug dealer would indicate that you were out there exchanging money in hands. I mean, a hustler does that too, but a drug dealer is out there putting in the time on the block. I didn't do that. All right. There's that guy, and then that guy goes to a guy, and then that guy goes to a guy, and that's usually where I was. Somewhere between that, and then the next person is called what they call the meadow. That's the guy. The guy that connects everyone. Everyone's trying to know that guy. And matter of fact, that guy, you never know that guy. You never, ever, never know that guy. So I knew that guy's brother. Right? And that guy's brother was from another neighborhood that we on our side didn't even know. But nobody knows that all of it that's in every neighborhood is coming from one specific plug. And they're always trying to find that person. And that person, I'm at a party. Ramses likes to party. I'm at a party and I am just having this very intellectual conversation. I'm like the life of the party as I am. And it's funny because the party breaks down. It was just a fucking get together. I'm working at a 7-Eleven. This is a true ass story. I'm working at 7-Eleven and me and the homegirl, she's like, my parents are out of town. I was like, oh, this sounds like, she's like, I'm going to throw a get together. Do you want to come? This is a white girl that's about to throw a little get together with all her little white friends, and she's about to invite a whole fucking Giselle to her fucking party, a whole drug lord, right? She doesn't know. They don't look like it. So anyways, like, yeah, I'll call a couple of friends. I call half of Southeast, and they show up down in the nasty city, bro, and we're doing a house party. I remember at that time, Patron had just came out, and he's on the phone with me. I can't remember his name right now. Anyways, he's on the phone with me because they both had the same names. There was two dudes with the same names. And he's like, what do you want us to bring? And I look at her, and she's like, tell him to bring some Patron. I was like, bring some Patron. And he gets to the party. He's like, bitch, this was a $60 bottle. Like, what the fuck? I was like, I don't know. It's a white girl. She said, let's have it. Let's crack a bottle. Anyway, so there's this huge party going on, and I'm having these really deep intellectual conversations. The party breaks down. He calls me like an hour later. He's like, hey, they really, the homeboy really, I don't know, I guess you guys really clicked. He was really intrigued by what you were talking about, and he'd like to, he wants me to invite you over to have more conversations. Right? The homeboy is his brother, his big brother, who is literally the meadow, bro. And so we end up having a night. I don't exactly, my memories are super vague, but I remember hanging out with this dude all night long. We're at his spot, and his brother's there, but his brother has all the street credibility. We don't know this. Nobody knows these dynamics is really what it is. Nobody knows. Until I get up in it, and I was like, I see the biggest heads coming through. I was like, you're him. Meaning, I know the guy on the other side that gets to you, and I'm right here doing little shit. Like, I know all of this, dude. I am so mixed up in this mix, but all I'm doing is I'm invited in no more than my intellect, right? Just my intellect. Now, going back to it, we're all bad guys, according to you. We are all bad guys. We all were doing things that you consider unjust and wrong, and we were corrupting people's lives, and we were trying to, just provide for our own lives and shit like that. And so going back to it, we were talking about, the code of conduct. The code of conduct is like, what are your intentions when you're out here breaking the rules? Are you breaking the rules because you don't know no better, right? And so I told her, I was like, I just walk by a different code of conduct, meaning I don't cross the white line because it's not because of the rules of this world. It's because I know the effects of my being. Anything I do has an effect, a cause and effect. So I don't fear God, fucking me up. I fear the effects of what I say and what I do. I know that they will come back. Always, 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 always. Now, going back to Bobby. It's like, is God punishing him for ghosting you? Bro, in essence, his own feelings, that's the punishment. The punishment is your mind and your thoughts. You die in your thoughts, dude. You die in your thoughts and in your feelings. So ultimately, any suffering that can be done in him is because he's suffering from his own thoughts and feelings. The whole fact of him, his brain, his actions taking him this route is his own consequence. Him not being able to talk to me is painful enough. Because in essence, why did he talk to me? Because he liked me talking to him. You must understand, all I did was love the shit out about him. I love him. That's it. Just tell him how much I love him, how I feel about him, how great it is, all these wonderful feelings I have for him, how, all these things. That's it. That's all I did was, In essence, you could say I stroked his ego, but I wasn't. I was just seriously pouring out from my heart how much I loved him. All the time. All day. He could, all day I was just giving him messages of, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And then all of a sudden he doesn't have that. And he did that. And there was no reason. His pain is not being able to talk to me. But his not being able to talk to me is his pride. And then and that's all that's stopping pretty much any of them. In the sense of, their karma is the reality of what they've done. Going back to Judas, when you realize who you've betrayed and all you did was betray a good person, it fucking eats you up. What does God have to do to you? Nothing, dude. Have you ever felt guilt and shame, regret, and embarrassment? Those are the things that kill you. Those are the things of the darkness that we go in, and I just want to point out that we've got to face. Now, let's shut that fucking door. In the sense of, is God going to get everyone that came up against me? No, they get themselves in trouble. But they've always been in trouble. God gets them out with me. God makes them wake up with me. So they stop hurting they become aware that they've hurt someone. And when they find out who I am, they become aware of themselves and why they did such things. Like, they have to ask themselves such questions. Why did I do that with her? That's the whole self-awakening, self-healing, self-analyzation, self-realization, self-exploration journey starts right there. That's what I mean. The bus stops with me. It doesn't mean that I get any favor. They treat me like they treated everyone before, and I feel the way that everyone else felt it. I feel the pain. Going back to Russ, all the girls that you manipulated, I felt the pain of those girls' tears in that house. I felt his manipulation. I saw how he would play these girls. Lots and lots and lots of girls. I could feel it. I could feel, you know what I mean? All of that. Because, I'm not the first, but it's going to stop with me. In the sense of what happens, you have to face your feelings, and there's nothing more painful than your feelings. Now, luckily, the stalkers that they all are, is they come and see. They can see how it affected me. They can see how I deal with it. They can see my compassion. They can see my understanding and how I fight for them, for everyone else. Yeah, I'm out here saying you're a whole ass bitch, but I explain why you're being a bitch. And don't be a bitch, is what I do. You know what I mean? They're like, she's never ever going to talk to me. And then they come over and they find out how I feel about it. They can't run from it. They have to face what's been done. So it's a whole justice system in the sense of, going back to it. Now, we're about to do a reading because Friday, then Saturday, Sunday. This is what we do. Every Friday, it comes through an ego death or two, and we're rhyming, where you have to face the past, memories, and feelings of betrayal, embarrassment, shame, things you don't want to face. I, myself, have a ticket to hell on Friday. I am going back to a place that I considered that all I wanted was home. When I created my music, when I started my music career, Marshall gave me a couple things of advice. He said, you need to find a studio and somebody that'll work with you. I spent all of my savings into this album, and in this album, trying to create this album, I created a lot of enemies. And God wants me to go back and face these people for what they've done during that time. I have to go back and literally look them in the face and remember what they said and did to me. While all I was trying to do was, be the best version of me. Some of you don't have to be physically put back into your situations. Some of us do. And that's where it's important to be able to sit on a weekend night and go through your memories because you have them. I don't have the memories, but I have it documented. They're going to put, the closer I get to talking about them, the more we dig it up. We're digging up bones. This hurt. What they did to me hurt. But I didn't let it. Again, we have subconscious wounds that need to be healed. Things that had happened to you in the past that hurt you, that you need to face and overcome and alchemize with light. All of these people had threatened to hurt me physically the last time I had spoke to any of them. And I threatened God on all of them. And now I'm going to show up in their faces. Are they physically going to hurt me like they said they were? Or is God going to do what I said he was going to do all those years ago and burn that bitch down? Okay. Mine is real. Mine has to be real in reality. A lot of them I can do where I don't have to go back to those people. I don't have to face those people ever again. I just had to face it by myself. There are some times in your life where God is going to put you, and that's what he says, your enemies. They're not my enemies. They were my friends, dude. All I wanted was a friendship with them. All I wanted to do was start touring, bring all of them. I made this whole thing together, bro. I was like, we're going to go on tour. We can do this. We're putting Denver on the map. I'm putting Denver on the map. Who's with me? We've got to do the hard work. You've got to make videos. You've got to stay up on your social media. You've got to do this. Go talk to this guy. He's going to get you selling tickets. We've got to make Denver great. We've got to put it on the fucking map. It's our time. And I started this rally, and they all were rallying in the sense of they were riled up, but it became rivalry. And when my album was done and I'm ready to go and nobody had anything to go with, they did everything to hold me back. Nobody showed up to my first show because Terrell decided he was going to have his... I saw him a week before at a completely different performance. And that's when I started telling everyone about my show. Bri had just put me on. My first performance ever is New Year's weekend, bro. Friday night. This is the biggest deal ever. And I'm telling everyone about it. While Tree is out there telling everyone that I'm a rapper and he just made this great song with me. Right? All eyes on me, right? So what does he do, bro? He decides he's going to do an album release party that fucking night. And out of loyalty and because of seniority, and he's been there forever, everybody has to be there at GBL. Nobody can be at my show. Not even Tree. I said, come on, Tree, we'll perform that song. Nobody. I paid A Meezy to do a feature in a video that I did with the song, right? But every time I tried to get him to do the video, he wasn't available. So this weekend rolls up, and I tell A Meezy, if I can work it out with Bri, how about we chop up that money and you just perform that little bit of that song with me this weekend? It's a great weekend. He's like, I normally wouldn't do that, but Top Flight's my boys. So if he says it's cool, we'll do it. Right? So then the night before, he tells me no. And I tell him, you're going to get me back that money? He said, there's no refunds. A Meezy burnt me for I think it was somewhere between $150 and $200. It's true, bro. They just totally turned on me. Everybody. And all I wanted was community. Wanted, you know what I mean? To put, I thought, because it was Get Busy Live in Studios, dude. They were all about, everybody came there. They knew the whole network. We could all network together and get our network up. It wasn't true, bro. I was just trying to lift a bunch of fucking deadbeats. And they didn't keep me down. I released the album and everything. As soon as I did, God said no more. As soon as I did, I released it on January 1st, and that was it, bro. Shortly after my real ascension started. I promise you, it happened so fast, and God literally forced me to leave it alone, and I wouldn't. I kept trying to hang out with them. You know what I mean? Hang out, because there was no business to be done anymore. My album was done, but I kept trying to hang out with them outside, and I didn't know that they were, you know what I mean? Until it got worse and worse. It was sad. I couldn't really accept it. I wouldn't face the fact that these people had, you know what I mean? They were just using and abusing me. And now you know what I mean? The memories are coming up, and he wants me to face them so that it's all in my face. I fear God in the sense of the challenges he puts before me, but I know he's there with me. You know what I mean? This is my fault because, it's not my fault. I couldn't deal with the feelings. And that's what it is on Friday, under, a full moon of Friday, or, the moon, which is, Friday is Venus. When you're in your heart space, your heart, it's going to, all those subconscious wounds come out. I just got to point that out, dude. Some of us have got to be brave and literally face people, places, and things. Hey, finally that shit's all in your face. You see it? Alright, so let's get down to it. Let's get an idea of what it's going to look like. Or what are we, 18 minutes in? I'm going to do a spiritual growth spread, and then I've got the dolphin divinations. Why do I have those? Yesterday I read about the Palladians. Where did this woman get all of this information from these aliens? She was doing scientific research on dolphin brain programming. And she tapped into something. She tapped into the freaking higher consciousness of these aliens, and they started transmitting the understanding of how the brain works, and the chakra systems and energy. And then it was it. Once you start, bro, you can't take it back. They just keep. It's infinite knowledge and wisdom, bro. Infinite. That's why, like, I don't want to fucking know. I don't want to know. Here we are. The Hierophant. Mine's called the Teacher. Do you see all of the religious emblems and stuff? Oh, I want to point out, this white feather is not my crane feather. My crane feather is in my car. This is actually a goose. Oh, I mean a swan. I remember that. The white one is sitting in my car. It's at my altar. Okay, the Teacher. I'm going to read it out of this one, and then I'll read it out of that one. I went to the world, which is awesome. It's the end of the book. Let me see. The Teacher. Where are you? The Star, Temperance, Devil, Wheel of Fortune, Hanged Death, Hermit, Lover's Chariot. I think it's before that. The Teacher is the Hierophant. Tradition, ceremony, awakening. Oh, shit. So we have to face all of this on a Friday. But on Saturday, the 25th, there is literally 5 planets aligned. All the planets are coming in to see this showdown, dude. What? Everything. Whatever's happening in my life is that monumental. And because I go with the flow, everything that's going outside of us is monumental. Yes, I know the president is still a 72-hour crime scene. It's going to go for 4 years. Are you going to sit in front of your TV and just cry and scream and get all upset at everything he does? Are you really going to throw a fit for 4 years? Stop watching that shit. Everybody will talk about it. Let everyone else worry about that. We have bigger things to worry about, right? God's trying to move in our lives. The Teacher card refers to a sacred within a spiritual lineage, tradition, or teaching. Is it time to step up and begin to share your wisdom and gifts with others? Well, I tried to empower you to do so. You know, we're in all of that, your spiritual service. Are you ready to stand up and be a spiritual service to others? Are you ready to be an inspirer, an inspiration to others in the sense of a light worker? Are you ready to put the light on God? Alternatively, it may be time to speak out or to seek out a spiritual healer or teacher. Are you ready to step up and let me teach you? Maybe you're not ready to be the teacher. Maybe you're ready to actually take your teachings to a real level. I don't know. Hit me up. The Teacher invites you to connect with a supportive spiritual community or partake in a sacred ceremony. Again, when do my ceremonies? I don't know. They show up when they show up. I just feel it. I mean, I can say something's coming because I'm burning this. Earlier, I added my blend today. That would be a huge cinnamon. And yesterday I was, anointing the house. I cleaned the whole house, everything. I'm about to do that with my car with cinnamon, sage, rosemary. So when I start noticing that we're doing all these sacred cleanses, you clean your space, you clean your body, and then all of that. That itself is ceremonial when you start to pay attention to stuff like that. And then again, what are we doing? We're preparing for these planets' arrival, to be honest. I'll be rolling out some kind of weird red carpet. Have I seen it yet? No, I'm always like, I told you, God waits to the last minute because that's when you need to be ready. So he'll get me ready an hour before it happens. Again, I'm supposed to be going to it. I used to plan this shit for weeks in advance. I'm supposed to go to a show tomorrow sometime. I don't even know what time. I don't have nothing planned or anything. And on top of that, I guess probably whatever I do will be the spiritual. I mean, I know I'm supposed to do a little something. Who wants to see this shit? Anyways, the Teacher invites you to connect with a supportive spiritual community or partake in a secret ceremony. This card may refer to a spiritual awakening. Well, yeah, when those planets align and the moon, I think it's the new moon too. Oh my goodness, dude. They're about to blast you. It's like lasers coming in. Lasers. I hope you're ready for it. Imagine being an antenna and you're just catching electric waves, bro. It's like so crazy what's about to happen. I don't want to get all stressed out about it. But okay, let's go back to the full moon and how it affects the tides, right? Okay, now you got 5 planets about to affect the tides. How about just that? Already, when our planet is already under, hey dude, 7 inches, they got more snow than we did in Florida. Like, we're in the Rocky Mountains, like on the tip of the mountain, and you guys are like literally getting dumped on down there. That's crazy to me. All right, reverse possibility, which is probably you. Clinging to what no longer serves you. Oh man, you clingy motherfuckers. Why? You're afraid to let go of the old life and trust God to give you a new life. Some of us are ready to trust. And that takes all the trust. It's blind faith. You can't see, you just feel. You don't know how this is going to work out. You just feel that it's the right thing to do. That's all the bravery, bro. Going back to it, they're showing me what happened yesterday. I tried to tell everyone that I'm in this place and I'm going to move soon and I'm something. So then yesterday they sent these people out. These people were part of Denver County Housing. And they wanted to check on everybody that was here on a voucher. They wanted to see what our plans were for, because it's supposed to expire on the 31st. They wanted to know if we were, connected with the connection center and stuff like that. And so the lady came up and I spoke with her. And she said, I was like, I am there. And I was like, I'm at the top of the list, which makes me, I know they're not moving anybody out. So I know I have to move before I can move to another place. And she says, well, hopefully we can get you into a long-term shelter before the voucher is over. And I just, didn't really, I was like, high hopes. And then I saw Taz last night, and Taz was telling me what she had heard. And she heard that they're moving people into sheltering, into long-term sheltering, and that's what they were doing, was coming out and gathering information. So there is a possibility within the next, couple of days or so that I could be moved into another situation. But nevertheless, we're in this state of movement. Like, I've been here a month. Like, you could say this is my home. I think I've been here even longer. And there's nothing to say. If the weather drops again, they'll keep us longer. But it's just as of now, according to the 10-day forecast, so we're going to be leaving by then. And so they come to see what they can do to, to get the families, where are they going to put these families after, how many of these families. She asked me a lot of specific questions. I was like, well, we live in our car. She's like, how big is your car? I was like, it's a Chevy Impala, so it's as big as that one down there. I was like, and we've learned to, make it as roomy as we can. She's like, how many are there? I was like, it's me and my 2 teenagers and my dog. And I was like, it's not a lifestyle anyone has, but we've learned to make the best out of it, to make it work for us, when we're not here. And again, we're hoping to get into that next situation. We've been on the list, and they were starting to call us before we got here. Right? And then she tells me that. And then what's her name tells me that. But ultimately, it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. At this point, it's like, I'm going back to my car. Am I, you know what I mean? Do I feel sad? Do I feel scared? What happens when I get back to my car? How long will I be in my car? What about the car? Is the car going to, you know what I mean? I don't worry about that. Like, whatever God's going to take us, wherever he takes us, is best for us. Do you know what I mean? It really does. Because how long will we be in the car? Not much longer, obviously, is what I'm trying to point out. But in the beginning, when we first got here, it was my biggest fear is we're going to be fucking homeless in my car. I can't go back home. I'm going to be homeless in my car during winter. It's exactly what happened. You know what I mean? And 1 week turned into how many months now? We're going into February. I got back the last week. They brought me back right before Halloween. So you got November, December. I've been in my car. I've been homeless for winter, my biggest fear. You know what I mean? January, February. March is, when it starts to let off. Not really. You're not really going to catch full. It goes from, May, it just happens. All of a sudden, it's summer. I mean, there's spring in there, but there's still snow in there. So you're like kind of really confused as you're going through these portals. So anyways, it's like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have a plan. God's got all of this. He's planning all kinds of shit. I see all kinds of things. But ultimately, what's the worst thing that's going to happen? I'm going to go back to where I came from.
Go back from the country you came from.
Right. Where I came from, was it terrible where we came from? No, we had just we were fine in our car. We had learned.
You were talking about the apartment.
No. In that sense, is like, your biggest fear is like, what if I have to start all over? Okay, you have more appreciation. You have more understanding. You have more faith and stuff like that. Clinging to what no longer serves you is what I'm seeing here. Is like, if we're supposed to leave, then this is no longer serving, meaning we don't need this anymore. Whatever we get next is what God thinks is best. Maybe it's time for us to go back and just, get pulled away from everybody again. We've done better. Before, I couldn't even take it. We had been here like 2 weeks and I wanted to check out. I've been here a whole month. I took a lot of what I didn't like and learned to appreciate it. And that's when the job is done. You know what I mean? When you're unbothered by the situations that he puts you in, and you realize that there's growth and healing and opportunity in all of the challenges that he puts ahead of you, you no longer, you know what I mean, fear what he's doing in your life, or fear, you know what I mean, what lies ahead in that sense. It's like, am I stressing that I got to go back to my car? No. He's given me peace of about all things. And that's all you can hope to do, is just have peace when you don't know what's going on. So the reverse possibility is clinging to what no longer serves you. Challenge the establishment, which a lot of you are right now. You're flipping out about, you know, the way things projectedly look. It's just a future projection. It's just a future projection. Not everything can change in the blink of an eye. And beware of false gurus. Beware of people. Right now, people are going to try to lead and rally for all their different causes. They want to call, you know, everything that's happening right now, they believe is affecting them. So they want to, you know, they have a cause and they want to fight it and affect things differently. And that's why I said, don't pick a side. Don't get in on this. Don't scare people. Don't be sharing his, you know what I mean? Don't be sharing Trump's shit. Don't spread his word any further than it's going. Don't even feed it. Because all it's doing is pissing you off, right? Making you scared. He's filling you with hatred and fear and all of these things. And those that he's not, he's filling them with false pride and rivalry and contingency and all of this shit. You know what I mean? All the people that are praising him for all the wrong reasons. But then everyone else is being filled with hate. Everybody is filled with all these feelings. It's not good. Just deal with your feelings, bro. Don't put anybody, like, don't even entertain the conversation. That's what the Bible said. Don't be in the company of darkness. This is a dark conversation. It's going to lead to a fucking argument where we disagree. We will not agree to disagree. Because you want to tell me your way, and I'm going to tell you my way, and this is all fucking ass way backwards. Stay away from it, please. Please. Don't entertain it. Don't let people say, hey, did you see what Trump did? No, I'm trying not to. Please don't tell me. And watch how you tell them nicely not to, and they still force this shit on you. Don't entertain it. Meaning, all they're going to do is piss you off with what he said or did, or make you scared, or make you overexcited about persecuting someone else. Stop, please. Please. And thank you. Spiritual work in hand. Did you see that? That all fell right then. Action of Wands. I don't know what that means. We better read it out of here. It's the Wands. Yeah, I think it's this Knight of Wands. Oh, another one of those dickheads. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. I know, right? Look at these. I was guided to get these. They look delicious. Peach halves and light syrup with amaretto flavoring. They were like expensive, but I was like, I mean, they looked good. How many peaches can you get for $4? This is half a peach. I think I got 4 peaches for $4.
Did you throw away the old iPhones?
No. I'm busy right now, though. Please.
Okay.
What did we call it? The Action of Wands. I'm missing the page. Where's that fucking page that fell out? There it is. Knight of Wands. Action of Wands is the Knight of Wands. Fierce adventure, passion. Could be a fire sign. Courage, bold, empowered. Committed to a vision. A person who is charged with energy and motivated to go after what they want. An opportunity to travel. And that's what we were talking about, too. I was talking with Taz this morning. I was like, you know what I mean? There's a lot of people that are going to have to leave our country under his new immigration laws. People that have that had permits to be in our country, he's revoking their permits to be here. Not even the new people that are coming, but the people that have been here and made this a lifestyle. Their children that have gone to our schools. All of this. Which I told her a long time ago. We talked about this at Christmas. I was like, if it happens, it's happening for the best. This is where the battle goes down. If his rule rules you out, then get out. You don't want to be here during these times. That is your ancestors protecting you and your children and bringing you back to your lands where you are safe. It's not safe in America right now. And it's not going to be for a while. It just won't. Why? Why is people's safety and the problem? Because of people and their feelings right now. It's an uproar. And it happens within. They will go to war with each other. Make no doubt about it. He'll keep pushing this power until it snaps. And then they will have all of these, all of these little, I don't know what the word is for them. I'm seeing the Black Panthers. I'm seeing all of these little, there's a word for it. There'll be all of these little parties that'll come together. They'll have to do something. The people will have to rise up against this. You're like, stop it now. You can't. You can't stop what's coming. You have to just be prepared for when it gets here. All of it. All of it, bro. It'll really happen, dude. We always knew it would. Nobody could ever penetrate America. No foreign enemy. He's creating enemies within. We ourselves are each other's enemies. So if you're being guided to get out, get out. Get everyone else out you can. We're here to catch the fallen while this happens. This is not a good place and time. But it's our time to shine. An opportunity to travel. That's it. My job is done. And that's what I told her. I was like, I'm supposed to get a trailer and be that people. You know what I mean? Getting the people out. Getting them independent on the land. Getting them out of the matrix. Getting them out of their minds. Getting them out of the corruption. Getting them out of the cities. Getting them out of the laws. Getting them out of all of this, dude. Get them out. Just get them out. Get their eyes on God. God will take care of them. He'll tell them what to do. He'll tell them where to go. He will provide for them. All I got to do is get them out. We're not going in. If we're going in as fucking medics and priests. We're praying over the people and we're getting the hurt and the wounded out. That's it. We're not on either side, bro. We wave a white flag. We're the fucking white light, bro. We wave a white flag. I am not against you. I'm not against anyone. I'm just trying to help the fallen. That's it. I'm bringing them to the church. That's it. What do we do at the church? We mend them up and we send them back out. Hopefully they go out with God. Anyways, reverse possibility. Delay, reckless, impatient. It's not time to move. It's not time to move yet. They'll tell us when to move and how to move and where to move. I told you. Am I moving on the 31st? I don't feel it. I don't feel it yet, but that's so far away. You know what I mean? I don't feel like all my stuff is cleaned and packed, but it always is cleaned and packed. I'm already ready to move. I felt like I was moving 6 weeks ago, and that's it. I can feel it before it happens, but like up until then, we're still living. You know what I mean? We're not living on the edge of, that opportunity, but we're open to all opportunities. So, our spiritual work at hand, and let me read it out of here so that you have a better definition. I went to that guy, the High Priestess, though. That's cool. Wands, there's more. I have more feathers. I guess I should pull these ones out and put those at the thing too. I know I started crying about my feathers last night. My stripes. Where are they? It was at the 9. There's another one that I keep in there. Yeah, dude. How many hawk feathers do you have? Quite a few. I've taken this journey quite a few times, bro. I've gone into this with God quite a few times. And what do I come out with? My feathers. My wings, bro. I can fly. I told Taz that. I was like, do you know what the one thing I got to do before I leave this earth? She said, what? I got to free R. Kelly. She started laughing. She said, bitch, you stupid. I said, I swear, it's on a contract. I get that man out. She said, really? I said, really? There's somebody's fear. Somebody's afraid I'm going to get him out. I am. I'm getting him out. All right. There's plenty of energy around at the moment, and you are caught up in a world of activities, setting yourself new challenges and feeling confident that you are able to take on any problems. This is certainly no time to be sitting around thinking. You need to be up and doing. Nevertheless, and that's it, dude. I've been up since 5 o'clock. I lived a whole lifetime. I was one of those old people, dude. I was at Walmart shopping, doing grocery shopping at 8 a.m. It was great. I hadn't been to Walmart since, like, forever, ever, dude. I mean, I was pretty impressed. I spent like $50 on one bag of groceries. over at fucking Safeway, and I got 3 bags of groceries for $80. I was like, why am I doing this? Nevertheless, be sure that you have a clear plan and that any risks are calculated, and finish each task that arise, or all this energy will be wasted. And that's it. I'm rolling with all of it. So I was going to have a meal before I did this, and they said, no, you do this, then you do a meal, then you rest, put on your makeup, and you're going to go do some airport rides. That's it. God tells me what to fucking do, unless all of a sudden he changes it. I can see all of that, but he might change it. Meaning he's giving me, keeping my focus on something. And don't forget, you need to rest sometimes. And that's what he said. That's what he said. As soon as I eat, I'm going to get tired. I am pretty tired already. I've done so much. So then I'm going to chill for a couple of hours. And then I'm going to put on my makeup and start driving, in the afternoon hours. The Knight of Wands may indicate an unexpected event that results in rapid change. This could involve moving home, a new job, business, or travel. They could call me and tell me that they're putting me up somewhere, and all of a sudden, everything I was doing today doesn't matter. We're about to pack up. We got a new home. We got a new place to go. Doesn't know. Who knows? Someone important may be entering or leaving your life. Well, Milia lost somebody, and so did I. We're both Sagittariuses, and we catch the flow. What happened to her? Her friend got a new friend and now doesn't want to be her friend. You guys ever had that happen? Isn't that some gay-ass shit? They're not gay. It was her boyfriend that did it. But her boyfriend got a new friend and now he has no time for her. Doesn't that suck how people will just literally give up their whole, all of their attention to one new little toy and forget about everybody and everything? They're just kids, bro. Go back to Toy's life. Or, Was it Toy's Life? Or what is it called?
Toy Story.
Toy Story.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
That's how it all, you have to, that's why these stories were created for us, so we could have an understanding. It doesn't mean that he won't come back. He'll play with that toy for a while, till that toy gets old and boring, and then he'll remember his favorite toys. There's no point in resisting this change, so be flexible. And she looked all sad, and I was like, she looked all sad at me and told me her story, and I was like, hey, I keep getting the stank eye from them. I lost friends over them because they don't shower. And we just kind of sat there. Misery loves company. And then we're like, there's nothing wrong with us. They're just, people. The Knight of Wands may be a man in your life. Ooh, here we go. He's attractive, sexy, charming, and glamorous. Full of energy and fearless self-confidence. Who's that guy? I don't know. Marshall, I love you to death. But he doesn't have that fearless self-confidence. Lewis projects it, but he really doesn't. He's very self-conscious. Don't get it fucked up, bro. Don't get it fucked up, bro. Self-confidence, cockiness is self-consciousness. These motherfuckers are always looking in the mirror because they want to make sure they look good.
Do I look good, Miss
They're not
Marshall?
confident, they're conscious. I'm trying to think. I know this is me. I'm just trying to see who's this guy that's fearless self-confidence, meaning it don't matter if I fall, I'm just going to get back up. I'm seeing Jack Black. Fearless self-confidence. Meaning, yeah, I can do this. I can do it. I'm going to do my best. I can do it. I'm seeing Denzel Washington. I can do it. Meaning, it's an I can do it attitude. Not an analytical attitude. And that goes back to fucking Lewis. Or, not just Lewis, but Marshall. And then Russ. You gotta sit there and think about it till it's gone. Like, you're gonna over fucking analyze the shit out of this shit. And you don't want to get your hands dirty unless it's, a 99.9% chance you're going to win some shit. You're not going to do it just for the experience. You don't want to just throw yourself into an experience that doesn't have any reward. Ew. I love you, but that's some bullshit. In the sense of, I'm going to do it. Fearless, this is all me. I just want to point this out. I am very attractive, sexy, charming, and glamorous. I am full of energy, and I have a fearless self-confidence. Meaning, I can do it. I'm not saying I'm going to be the best at it. I can do it. Sure, God, whatever you say. I may not want to, but I can. I have an I can attitude. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think I'm the best at everything. I just know I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I don't know. I'd be saying some shit like to my daughter, I can't be like you. Like, she's so beyond creative in her, in certain ways. But then I'm like, I never practiced, though. You've been practicing since you were little. Maybe I could. I don't know what I can't do. You know what I mean? And the limitations is to what I think I can't do. Like, hey, can you come with me to this show? You're going to ask, you got to think about all the fucking possibilities of why you can't before you can tell me why you can. You don't have the confidence that I can. I don't know, let me think about it. Okay, that's not going to work. The life and soul of the party. That's me. I mean, even if I say nothing, I'm going to be the life and soul of every party. He can be moral, generous, and warm-hearted, but also thoughtless, reckless, quick-tempered, and boastful. I could be all of those things. A person who must always have something new and exciting. Or is that you? I don't know. Do I need a new boy toy? No. I just get tired of...
It's called boy toy.
That's what I heard. Do you need a new boy toy? Hold on, my knees are doing that thing because they're like 42-year-old knees. Oh my god, that hurt. Do you need a boy toy with your needs? Did you hear that? That was great. I told her that yesterday too. We were talking about, again, I was like, you sized up all of my trauma by saying that. It's like, I don't have the mentality for a boyfriend. My manhood won't let me have a boyfriend. In that sense, is kind of how I got out of it. And it's in that moment, I was like, let me tell you what happened with this dude. And I started to tell him, I was like, I told him, I was like, I just want to marry you and have your children, right? And then he made it so real, like so real. He's like, you want a newborn in your current situation? She's like, yeah. I don't need a man. I'm bored. Like, bitch, you're bored. You don't need a man. You're bored. Do something with your time. She's like, damn, that is so true. Like, do I really need you, or I just be wanting you sometimes because I'm bored? Like, I want someone to hang out with. I want someone to spend some time with. Like, do I really need you? I just be wanting you. And then I don't want to deal with you because you'll be on some weird-ass bull-ass, some straight hoe-ass shit. Like, I'm a whole female that, like, really loves men, but for some reason I gotta be a whole-ass dude out here while you're out here being a whole-ass bitch. Hoe-ass. Oh, we were kind of talking about that. In the sense of, I said I want all this until you're like, and then I'm like, he's like, do you really want it? And I was like, no, actually I don't. We're not having, babies come from sex, and I'm not getting nowhere near that, and all of that, and this and that. No, in the sense of, you think you want some shit, and you're like, what if you, what? It's okay not to need another person in your life. And it's okay to totally want them. But you just want them because you're bored. Like, they're just a toy. And she said it too. It's like, she's like, I don't need a man. I just be bored. I was like, damn, that's the realest ass shit. Because that's really the truth. Do I really need you? I've learned to live without you. I've learned how to support myself and do all the things that make you a man. That you use as power over me as a woman. Right? So, do I need you to do any of the shit that I do? No. You want to do some of the shit I don't like to do? Like Lewis, like fucking ironing? I don't iron. I applaud you, bro. That's some shit I don't do. You want to do that? That's cool. Do you want to teach me? I mean, I'll watch, but I still don't want to do it. In the sense of, show me, I don't know. I'm just like, Do you need something new and exciting? I mean, no. I don't know. God only knows. That's all I can say about that. A romance with this night. I know I'm feeling hella condemned. I told Wolfman, I was like, you're a whole Knight of Wands. You're nowhere near an Emperor status. Then after a week, and I started like coming on to him, I was like, oh, that might be my energy. I'm a whole, because I'm a flirt. Thanks, R. Kelly. I'm like a little too much Lilith. In the sense of, I'm a Knight of Wands. I'm a whole fling. And that's what I was pissed off about Bobby. He treated me like a fling. Dude, you were the best fling ever, and you never want to do anything but fling, and now you want all this commitment and shit, and what the fuck is your fling? And then I give him a fling, and he just doesn't know what to do with it. And that's my own fault. I tell everyone I want this, and then I act like this, and then I act like this, and I act like that, and I act like this, and I'm just trying to teach you that, we're sending out mixed signals here. A romance with this knight is likely to be passionate and dramatic, but he likes his freedom and may not want to be tied down. That's me. It's so dramatic, and I love you so much. But no, I don't want to be that bitch. If and when I do decide, I will be loyal and loving to a partner who shares my enthusiasms. Who's that guy? Reverse meaning. The reverse card tells you that it's time to grow up. There is more to life than having a good time, and you may be living beyond your means. Surrounded by insincere hanger-ons in it for what they can get out of you. That's what I was saying. I told him to bring all his peoples, right? In the essence, who's going to support Terrell, GBL, and fucking Tree? A whole bunch of lowlifes, bro. He's bringing, that place is going to be filled with low-life forms. And here I come as a high vibrational being. Should I be afraid? It's like Constantine, right? I'm going straight into the pits of hell with these people. Luckily, I am the dark goddess, so you will bow down when I come to your town. In the sense of, you can't be darker than me. You can't be scarier than me. You can't be more hood than me. You can't be eviler than me. You can't scare me. But everything about me terrifies you. Just want to say that out. Or is it your attitude, or is your attitude towards work immature? Oh, I know. Here comes Russ with that fucking album. And then Allie, new music with the fake Jesus freak. You guys are freaks. Have you talked yourself into a job that you can't actually do, or are you trying to start a business without any proper foundation? That would be boho. Nah. You gonna feature your girlfriend on your new album? You do any features? Dr. Dre's fucking beat did nothing for your last album. Beat it. That's what I was thinking about too. Beat your meat with your feet. Hey, Marshall. I have heard no noise about Snoop and Dre's fucking album. It already got released, right? I've heard no noise. Nothing. Is it on the radio? Did anybody say anything? I've heard no clapback, no noise whatsoever. Absolute radio silence. There's no fucking headlines. There's nothing that says anything about this album. Did it already get released? Okay, so if it made no noise, then why are you going to take, silent hanger-oners on your bucket list, fucking world tour? The retirement tour. The gin and juice tour. Nobody's made any noise about 50 Cent for 50 years. And you're going to take him? You can find us in the club. What?
The lights off.
It's your birthday? I'd rather hear Jeremiah in his birthday song. I mean, seriously, what the fuck? What the fuck? And that goes back to Will Smith. Russ, I'm so proud to have worked with Will Smith. That did nothing for his career or nothing. All he did was a fucking... Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Grow up. Grow up. Grow up! You got a new album there, Royce? With a bunch of old-time rappers? No, that would be fucking Kanye. Nobody wants to hear your dead-ass bullshit. Oh, I just got makeup all over my book. Oh, well. Anyways, yeah. Have you talked yourself into a job you can't actually do, trying to start a business without any proper foundation? Perhaps you just get bored easily and never finish anything you start. Where's this stupid hair product? Did you see how beautiful Allie's curls were the other night? Dude, I just fell in love with Allie the other night and then fell asleep to Allie. So beautiful. I'm not scared of Allie.
Oh, you fell asleep to this weird, sound music thing.
Oh, that too. But I'm not scared of Allie. He's so beautiful. He dumbs me down. We all dumbfounded. I don't think Allie's using your booty whack hair products. I think he used soap and water. And he just looks beautiful because he brushes his hair. And he trims his beard, his vagina face. That's it. And he speaks from his heart. And did you hear him? He spoke in his native tongue. It was beautiful. And he wrote it. Isn't that pretty? Just him being him is so authentic. I was like, you are so beautiful. And then my phone died. I was like, he was the last thing I saw. I had 1%. I was like, oh, you are the last thing I get to see before bed. You are so beautiful. Going back to you, Russ. You and your fucking t-shirts and your fucking hoodies and your fucking $1,000 fucking suitcases and all this bullshit. And you're no bigger or better or nothing. You're just doing shit just to be trying to keep up with some shit. That goes back to you too, Lewis. Nobody's buying your shit but the same rich people that always buy your bullshit. The rest of us ain't buying that bullshit. It's such bullshit. The Knight of Wands may represent you or a person in your life. He has all the negative qualities of fire, so he's impatient, arrogant, immature, and argumentative. That's so my Rustabust. He's so impatient. You ever see him when that, like... I love getting in his stories, and it's like... What was the last one, Russ? They were like... The production isn't working. I'm here, but it's not working. He like panics when shit don't go his way. He's so impatient. Very arrogant. He starts reaching out to somebody's manager. He's such a Karen. Very immature, telling people how they don't know how to run businesses when they don't even know what's going on where he is. Extremely argumentative, talking shit to Live Nation, to the fucking Spotify, to... That's why he's always doing interviews with these, you know, YouTube, you know what I mean, type fucking broadcasters. Like... It's X-Nay on the Upids day. Nobody wants to talk to this guy, not no way. Because he's always doing that, just manipulating, just wordplay, just trying to manipulate a rise of the crowd. The only ones that's rising in the crowd is your parents. Ah, that's my boy! No, that would be your mom because you act all weird with your dad. I don't think he's too proud of you, just to be honest. He likes that you pay for shit, but I don't think he's proud of you. Anyways, he acts without... thinking of the consequences, leaving trouble in his wake wherever he goes. If you are hoping he will commit in a relationship, I told you, are you going to marry her? Have a baby? Something? He won't. He's far too selfish. He's only like 30. He's about to be 33. He's not really. What a wiener. Outcome, please. It's the card right before this. 2 cards before. The Nine of Wands is resilience. You've been knocked down and picked yourself up so many times that you're tired of it. Now you face another setback. Though you feel that you're at the end of your tether, you will find your inner reserves of strength. So don't give up. Be patient, stand strong, and you will triumph. Put your faith in the resilience of your inner spirit. Meaning, I don't believe in my flesh. I believe in God. Meaning that all things will work out to my benefit. This card can indicate recovery from a debilitating illness or release from a frightening and worrying situation. That was frightening. In a relationship, you've been hurt more than once, and it has made you worry. Be aware that you have been looking for love in all the wrong places or hooking up with all the wrong kinds of people over and over again. There's nothing wrong with him. Again, there was nothing to fall... He didn't make me fall in love with him, bro. God made me fall in love with all of them. Like, there's nothing good or bad about them. The things I didn't like about them, I had to learn to love. But in the essence, like, they're not special. God made them special in my heart. And then all I did was, like, I don't want to. This goes back to Wolfman. Bro, I don't even know you, bro. Like, why do I have to talk about you? Why are you in my peripherals? Why are you in my energy? Why do I have to have such compassion to your bullshit? Why do I have to care? Because God made you important in my life. He brought you in and gave me this love for you that I've got to explore and give to you. Why? Because I'm the universe and it lies within me? It's got to go through me, and that's what pisses him off, is I can't just let it flow easily. I got a big fat ego and pride about it. And that's what we sit here working on. But in the sense of, you know, hooking up with the wrong people, yeah, you're not very right in anything you do, but it doesn't make you wrong. Like, you're a whole type of person. You're all people. Who says who am I supposed to love? Right? If somebody was out here saying, why can't you just be with a good guy? Tell me, what the fuck is that guy? What is it? Does he have a name or face or something? I'm seeing, like, who? Like Ryan Reynolds or something? He's a great guy. Brad Pitt's a great guy. They're all men. They all have feelings. They all have, you know, what makes them great? Truthfully, we're talking about men already, you know, like going back to Ryan Reynolds. Why do you want a man that's already spoken for? I just want you to be like that man. Why do you want someone to be like that man? There's plenty to love about every man. Honestly. But going back to these men, yeah. That was my biggest question in the whole universe. Next to, did you wear your wedding ring? My biggest question is, why do I have these feelings for you? Where did they come from? Why can I make them go away? What do I have to do to make them go away? I keep getting away from you, and it's not working. You don't get to choose, bitches. I loved Marshall in the sense of he was cool. He was a cool artist. I was not that bitch, and I definitely didn't think he was attractive. I said that my whole life. I know so many women. My mother-in-law, oh my God, he's so sexy. She is literally your age. Charlotte, she's literally your age. She thought you were the most sexiest beast. A lot of people do. You know what I mean? A lot of people thought my husband was sexy. I didn't.
I don't think any celebrities are cute or sexy.
I mean, in essence, like, I never loved him like that. I really didn't. And he's got the 2 years, 5 years of messages to prove I wasn't not attracted to you. It came from inside. And it's not anything he said to me or how he treated me. God put it in me by seeing the real them. I fell in love with the real them. He showed me this version of these motherfuckers. That, like, you know, Allie, I fucking love you. Why? Why do you love him so much? I don't know. I mean, I could list all these, you know, quirks about him. But I can't tell you. Where did he come from? I don't know. If you ask me where Allie came from, I say Wyoming. All I know was I crossed the fucking border from Wyoming, and his songs came on, and it spoke to my heart, and da-da! I really wanted to know where Mike Stead came from. I was sure that, like, maybe, you know, somebody listened to him. I thought it was Bobby. I was like, do you listen to this guy? Where does this guy come from? I've never heard this guy in my life. You know what I mean? Where did these... That's it. I spent all that time. You know what I mean? I didn't do anything. You didn't do anything. Oh, now I'm seeing tree. Yeah. He kind of did. He made me feel safe to acknowledge that I had these feelings, but I didn't acknowledge it. It was weird as fuck. It was weird as fuck. It just came out of fucking nowhere, bro. And that's what I said. And then I started looking at his pictures, and I started seeing he was attractive, and I wanted to puke, and what's wrong with me, and why won't this just go away? If you don't give him a chance and tell him that you like him, you are not going to have any life. And they force me. They force me to walk in my feelings. But going back to these, you know, looking for love in the wrong places, I wasn't looking for love.
You're looking for a friend. Because you're friendless.
See? Do you see? It's that simplistic, bro. All I wanted was a friend. And then I fall in love with my friends or something, is what we saw in some of my behaviors in the past. But ultimately, you know, this thing is saying it's like you've been looking for love in all the wrong places or hooking up with the wrong kind of people. Okay, first off, you say these are the wrong places. You say what's wrong and right. You all the way to the places, the people, and the things. And that's where it's like I could stand back and say you were never going to have a relationship with a guy like Marshall who doesn't have relationships with women. That's that I can attitude. I didn't see what was wrong with him. I saw what was right with him. You know what I mean? Going back to fucking Russ. The fuck? I was looking at your pictures last night. I was just so irritated with myself. I can't see it, Russ. I can't see it. But I swear to you guys, I know it was real, and it's in those videos, and as gut-wrenching as the very thought of it is, I fucking loved him. As soon as I said that, the whole video dropped. How did I think that way? I didn't think. I felt. Because then when I got back to the part of trying to explore what I felt, I had to understand, what the fuck were you thinking? But the thoughts didn't back up the feelings, really. Just, you know, the hurt ones. That's what all of this is. Why do I feel this way? Why do I think this way? And that's those ego deaths. Why did you think? And that's what Bobby asked me. What were you thinking? You asked me to leave my wife. I don't know what I was thinking. Why does any woman think that way? And then I started breaking it down. I can't tell you what I was thinking. I can tell you what I felt. I felt like I had something that she didn't, that could make you happy, and you would be happier with me. And I think that's what all side chicks think. But I couldn't tell you why I thought that. I mean, I explained it to him. I was like, that was the idea of why, but even then, when I met Tree, I just wanted it to go away, bro. I met Tree, and he's like, I don't know where all this spiritual healing is going to go, but your fucking soul is crying for help. He's recognized that in me. Now, this is me 3 years later, and I see it in everybody. Your soul is crying. It's brought you to me because your skin hurts you. You can't be free. He saw it in me all that time. So I tell him, I have all these feelings for this man, and I just wanted to stop. And he says, you can't. You just have to go with the flow. So he gives me permission to start exploring these feelings with him, but it leads me into all kinds of damage. While I'm doing this, I can see that Tree is falling in love with me. And in that moment, I'm faced with a reality that I don't want to face. He loves you. You love him too. Would you give him a chance? I could never. That's where the programming starts. And I have to go through all of these I could nevers. And it takes me a long, long time. To finally, I start to get brave and I make an attempt at Tree. And Tree tells everyone I'm fucking crazy. The whole studio thought we were fucking already because we were so close. Seriously. And so I decide to try to take this closeness to another level, and he calls me crazy, the very thing that I'm trying to heal. He starts using my mental illness against me, the very thing that brought us together. Right? And then he starts acting all crazy with me while I'm trying to heal him. You know what I mean? Like, all right, so this is what happens. So I try to make an attempt at Tree, and he's like, "Nah, you made it all up. You're crazy." And I got super duper rejected, bro, by him that night. And so I go to Russ and I show him the messages, and I'm all hurt. And I was like, fine, I'm wrong. I made it all up. And I delete my messages and I block the motherfucker. He shows up at a show the next night, all fucking coked out. And he's all in his feelings because his girlfriend's acting up and all this shit. And I'm trying to tell him, I'm like, bro, we already had this conversation that you can't have a stable relationship when you're up there and they're throwing panties at you. And now you want to be all mad because she's somewhere else throwing her panties for attention. You know what I mean? This and that. So then he deflects on me, and I'm talking about spiritual stuff, and he's screaming at me, he's not your twin flame. Well, who is then? Tree? Are you my twin? He's like, he starts all this shit, and then he goes into this thing. He's not even supposed to be at this show. He's there out of pure animosity and jealousy. I came on to him the night before, and he rejected me. Now I'm going to Da Vinci's show. I love Da Vinci. I speak highly of Da Vinci because he's an unbelievable rapper, and anytime he performs, I'm his fucking biggest fan. Do I sit there taking pictures and shaking his hand and sucking his dick? No, I got into a huge fight with his fucking manager telling him he didn't know how to manage this man and that this man is holding him back. It's a whole big-ass show. But every time I go to see Da Vinci, here comes Tree. He signs himself up to the fucking show. So I see Tree that night. Tree is supposed to be doing a show with Terrell at PT's. But he decides he's going to sign up to this show. So here I am to support Da Vinci, right? I'm there to support Da Vinci and Bry, who is my other twin flame. You know what I mean? I'm there with them, and now all of a sudden, he's got himself on the stage, and he's going to perform his bullshit-ass song. I'm there with another artist that me and her met doing shows with Bry. Bry sits down with us and asks us if we want to do some shows coming up. The girl gets all excited and blah, 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 and all this shit. So then, her and Tree become friends and all this shit, and it turns into this big-ass fight that night, right? It's all bullshit. You know what I mean? But ultimately, what happened, bro? God said, give him a chance after I refused to, and he shit on me, and kept shitting on me, and kept shitting on me, and kept shitting on me, and now I'm about to go shit on his show tomorrow? Like, seriously, like, what did you do, bro? All I was trying to do was be close to you. I was a good friend. I spent lots of money on you. You knew my feelings. You knew I was going through a hard time. You knew I was a great musician. You knew my heart. You knew everything. And you got all fucking caught up in your own little lifestyle and took it all out on me. When all I needed was a friend. That's all you were supposed to be. And I kept telling him when he was my best friend. And God showed me he wasn't my friend. And all of them weren't. Hannah, my best friend, put her on fucking 6 of my fucking songs. She had a pretty voice. I wrote all the songs, wrote all the words, and told her to sing on it to uplift her. And then I'm going to take her on tour. Finish your album, Hannah. We're going to go on tour. We're going to be fucking famous, bro. Let's do this, Hannah. You know what I mean? All these people, bro. Priest, come get on this fucking beat, dude. It's going to be badass fuck. You know what I mean? Fucking aim easy. Yeah, let's work together, bro. I'll pay for a fucking feature. All of it, dude. You're my friends. Nah, bro. God says they were my enemies, but I don't see them as that. I just tried to love people, bro, and it got me fucked up. That's what's the best part about me, is I don't stop loving, though. It's like, how could you possibly go out there and put yourself out like that? Because I'm not going to go out like that. I'm going to go out as a fucking... I'm going to go and keep going. Because it's going to work. I'm going to love people until they love me back. And that's it. When it was all said and done, they all love me. Russ fucking loves me. Bobby loves me. Tree loves me. They all love me. And that's what it is. It's like my mother, my ex-husbands, they don't know how to act in those feelings. And that's how I can have reverence for it. Because as soon as I had him, I just wanted him to go away. I hated it. I don't want to feel this way. That's what I was telling Jonica. I hated crying about him. I hated the feelings I had for him. I hated him. I did every form of fucking magic I could do to make it go away. I don't want to care about him. I don't care about him. I don't care about him. I did everything, and that was Bobby. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. That was Tree. I did care, bro. I wouldn't let myself care about what you did. But why'd you do that, bro? I just wanted to love you. I was just trying to be brave. All of them. It hurt. I couldn't even see that Marshall did the same thing they all did. I wouldn't let myself see that he did it. He used you for an album, just like Russ. He used all your words, all your inspirations. He did the same exact thing as all of them did to you. I couldn't see it, bro. And then one day I did feel it. I cried so hard in Mr. Plum's. They all betrayed me. They're all living lavish lifestyles on my pain and suffering. They're getting paid, and they're, you know, people are giving them fucking flowers and champagne and everything. And I'm here with nothing. And God's like, no, you're here with healing. They can't buy that healing. Because when it all wears off, and that's it. When Russ's album was gone and everything, all he had was more work to do. The work I've done is done. But yeah, it sucks. Hooking up with the wrong kind of people. I didn't know why I felt that way about him. But for once in my life, I felt like this for somebody. And I promise you, he's not sexy. He's not special. He's just a regular old fucking bum-ass guy. But I wanted nothing more than to give myself to this person. And, you know, I had to fight my pride to do it. And it's like, you could definitely say that was the wrong guy. God did it. God gives me the wrong guys. Or the right guys. I don't know. I don't have a preference. They all suck to me. Reverse meaning. Your abstinency and refusal to compromise has put you in a position of having to defend something indefensible. Unless you can show some strength of character and admit you are wrong, you stand to lose a lot more than you imagine. This is probably to them. You feel alone and isolated. Relationships never seem to work out, and you must look at yourself for the cause. Don't keep repeating the same destructive patterns. Depending on the surrounding cards, the Nine of Wands reverse can indicate ill health, physical or mental. That's what I mean. It's like your mind will fuck up your body, will fuck up your emotions, your thoughts, and that's that obsession. It's like, I gotta say something to her, but you can't because your mind won't let you. You're fucking weak to your fucking thoughts, your pride, and it's killing you. It's literally killing you because you know that you're wrong and you've got to do something, but your mind won't let you do the right thing because it's going to hurt, because you're going to have to feel the consequences of what you've done. It's not a good feeling. And that's what I was like, karma? It doesn't feel good. I was like, oh, I feel conflicted. That's a feeling. Your stomach drops. You're like, this is my fault. I need to fix this. You get used to cleaning up messes. You're like, all right, well, this is just what it is. And that's it. It's like, man, you know, there's a lot of people, they did that to me. And they have to fix it. Or they got to live in those feelings of what they've done. And the feelings will eat them up. Hey, you want to pick a card? No, I really don't either. I'm hungry. Grid work of light. Told you to be a light worker. Let's see. That looks like a good one. But yeah, you know, and it's like, I didn't yell at them. I yelled at God. God, why'd you make me do this? Why'd you let this happen to me? Why? And he told me why. That's what you don't get. Shut the fuck up and listen to what he's telling you. Why did you let them do this to me, God? And you sit quietly and he'll show you why. And then you're like, you forget that they even mattered when you realized it was all him. It's like, yeah, I guess. Like, why did God let fucking Russ bother me? He didn't. He doesn't bother anybody. I was bothered. And seriously, like, you know what I mean? He bothered me until I wasn't bothered anymore by him. You know, but he would bother me all the time. Just all day, had to post something. I didn't care, but God would make me care. I didn't want to care. He would post something just to irritate me, just to say, fuck you. All day, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. So then now, all I do is say, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. That's all that happened. I was like, why are we doing this? This is so annoying. What the fuck are we fighting over? And that's it. We were just fighting. I don't like you. Go away. That's all it was. We didn't want, and neither one of us can get away from it. And you're just like, all right, bro, every fucking morning, until I accept that you're there, they're going to keep putting you there. Just accept that he's there. Always there, always there, always there. Just love him. I don't want to. I don't want to. When I finally just said, fine, I'll love the shit out of you. Come here. I will love you. I will love you. I will love you. I will love you. When I finally surrendered, it stopped the fucking battle. The battle was inside of me. And he stopped annoying me. And really, the more I love him, it's not true anymore. It's not working. It used to be, the more I love him, the more he'd push. You know what I mean? The more he'd say, fuck you. If I say I love you, he says, fuck you. And God kept making me love him, so he kept saying, fuck you. And so all day, he just, you know, fuck me over. That's what I always said. It's like, it's the olive branch. Every fucking time I'm nice to you, you shit on me. Quit fucking shitting on me. Why do you keep making me be nice to this fucker? He's never going to be nice back. No. So you just want me to keep getting shit on? Yup. For how long? Forever. So then it's like, you just accept it. He's just going to shit on you all the fucking time. So then, you know, I was that. It's like, I don't want to be nice to you because you're always mean to me. And then I just keep doing it. Like, all right, then I accept you're always going to be mean and just to be nice. In the sense of, I don't want to love you because you're just going to fucking reject me and be an asshole about it. So then finally I was like, all right, I'll love you. And the more I love you, I'm waiting for him to reject me and be an asshole about it. The closer I get, the more he's going to be an asshole. He's going to be mean. He's going to be mean. Every time I try to be nice to him, he's mean to me. Every fucking time I'm nice to him, he's mean to me. In the sense of is what I wanted to say, but he hasn't done it for a minute. And I don't know if that means he just doesn't have, you know, he's being mean to someone else, or he's just not rejecting the love anymore. But that's what it is. If you fucking are nice to him, he's mean. If you give him the power, he's going to use it against you. But I don't know. And that's just kind of where it was. It's like, I don't know. Alright, going back to grid work of light. A web of energy that holds the world in place. A more subtle form of grounding and holding than gravity. Ley lines that connect power places and sacred sites. Energy lines upon which we shift dimensions. Somewhat like changing altitudes in an airplane. The sacred lines of the lineage that connects all things. Perceiving energy fields that can open as portals into non-binary realities. I want to stop there. There's a lot of sacred sites, but in general, everywhere you go has an energetic blueprint from the very beginning of time. Only someone like me can read the light, can hear it. And it's in everything. It tells the stories. What does the earth? The earth, the trees, the birds, they see and witness everything just like we do. But they've been here since the beginning of time. If I take a plant, right, I take a rose from a store, it was originally connected to a certain part of the ground. So it has the culture and the knowing of that dirt, the people that live there, the weather, you know what I mean? Everything that ever happened in that dirt. It grew out of that dirt. It carries the DNA of that dirt. So now it's been cut, and it's been transferred all the way across over to Colorado. And I get this flower. This flower can tell me everything about where it's come from. But you know what's amazing? If I put that flower in our dirt, and I can work the dirt to get it to grow, it can plant all of the energy from the other side of the world where it took all of that DNA. It can bring that DNA to our dirt and start inhabiting our dirt with the culture and the stories and everything. Meaning it's just telling. It's just a plant, but it's like a person, right? So you grew up in Egypt your whole life. You're all Egyptian. You only speak Egypt. You only eat Egyptian food. You only know Egyptian. And I bring you to America, and I put you in my dirt. Little by little, you're spreading Egypt all over on my dirt by just talking. But just, you are Egyptian dirt. And now I'm putting Egyptian dirt into my land. And now my land is being spread with Egyptian dirt. But in the time of it's you spreading your dirt into my dirt, you're absorbing my dirt. So you're little by little, you're bringing Egypt to us, and we're Americanizing you. And it's a transfer of energy and culture and time and space and DNA. Now, let's go back to the great land of America. This was Native American land. This is their land. They are the most connected to this dirt. Since the beginning of time, their children were born in this dirt. In this dirt. Joe Dirt. Now, we had the Europeans come over, and they spread their blood on our dirt, but they brought their cultures. Okay, so now they richened our lands with their own minerals, right? All of that. Now, going back to America, how many cultures and people live here in America? Now, mind you, yes, I'm fully aware he's sending most of you back to where you came from, but it doesn't matter. Your footprint on what you did in our land will be here forever. Your people, your culture, your way of life is still here even if you're not. Long after your bones have settled, you walked this land and you made an imprint in the time that you were here in our country. And this country is filled with with the footprints of everyone else from all over the other worlds. You can't say the same about that. You can't say the same about that. They're not Eskimos. Eskimos have not been to Egypt. There are other countries that limit the access of foreigners. In truth. But America, before we started putting all these rules into play, was the home of all cultures. All foreigners had come here. They weren't of this land, going back to Columbus and everything, down to the Spaniards. All of them came from South America. They traveled all the way up, all the way from, you know what I mean, the very tip of the north, you know what I mean, the North Pole. They traveled all the way down. They got on their boats from China, from Europe. Everyone came to this land. Where did they specifically come? There's more than gold in our hills, but they came for the gold rush of the West. It was told round the world. All around the world, they heard that there was an abundance of minerals in our mountains. So they came from all lands, and they brought their belief of all their gods, all the tongues, all of their rituals, all of their, they ate their own foods. They got out here and they had to hunt our animals. They had to learn how to adapt to American culture, American weather and stuff like that, but they came with their own DNA. The sad part, they all died up there. You know what I mean? The gold rush was just a mass murder. It happened in Central City mainly, but Black Hawk. All down the Colorado River, that's where they found all that gold. But they found all of the stones up there. All the minerals, you know what I mean? All of it ran through there. Okay? So, when these people came and put foot on our land, again, as the natives would tell it, they poisoned the land. Is the truth. Our land, what, you know what I mean? You came and poisoned it, meaning you brought all of that outside world into our land. And that's the same thing. You have a house, right? You have your apartment. You invite people in all the time. Or maybe you don't. Because why? This is your space. You want to keep your space sacred. You don't want people walking around with their shoes on. You don't want people fucking sitting on your bed, you know what I mean, where you lay naked. You don't want anybody's butt cheeks on your fucking toilet. Do you know what I mean? You don't want people in your refrigerator. You don't want people in your laundry. This is your land. This is your home. Now, mind you, theirs was outside. So now we have all these people, and we're running around with, that's aboriginals. You know what I mean? You're coming into our land, and you're bringing all of this, and you're trying to force this on us. That's Coloradans. That's any place of evolution where all these people start coming in. Coloradans are big about, still, it's happened forever. They're always talking about Floridans, Texans, and Californians moving to our land. Bro, what are you talking about? It's not your land. But anyways, the footprints of all the cultures in the world is up there on the ley lines of that meet up there in the mountains. Ley lines are invisible flows of energy. You can see them in the Nemo movie where they catch a wave. It's just a flow that's going through the water that you can catch. They're all over the place. You don't even know that you've walked through one. The one that I didn't know I was walking through was when I was driving through El Centro on my way to San Diego. Those mountains. I drove through a whole fucking portal. And had to, you know what I mean? You don't really realize it. There's these, you can't see them. But if we all walked around with scientific equipment and not your actual clear senses, but if we all walked around with these ghost, those ghost looking equipment and shit like that, you would hear and see it all. It's all over us. If you had one of those ghost things that, you know what I mean, that catch ghost frequencies, and you just walked your bitch ass to the park, you would be terrified to know how many spirits are around you as you're walking through this. How many other realities, and how you can move through all of this and it's all there. And that's why the grace of not, not seeing, as God has blinded us from the unseen, because you're too afraid of what you can't see. So going back to it, it's like, lineage and stuff like that. It's like this land is created of the blood of all tribes, has poured here. Not everybody has been to Jerusalem. Not all fucking tribes have been to Jerusalem because they wouldn't let in all places. They have a limit. But this was the land of the home, or the land in the home of the free and the brave. You could be free if you came to America. If you were brave enough, you could be free here. And that's where it is. You know what I mean? We have Italians, we have Sicilians, we have Africans, we have Asians. We have all cultures here in America. And that's what's so idiotic about this man, and try to decide what is the chosen land. But it's been done in every other country but ours. It's like, hey, you can't do that here. We are made up of all colors and all races and all creeds. Nope. No more. If you're not this, or this, you gotta go. We'll fix this. You're gonna be back. Just let him, you know what I mean? That's just kind of how it is. The Berlin Wall. The wall came down. And that's Troy. Nobody has ever penetrated our walls. And that's what's happening. We've never had a foreign fucking enemy. It's gonna happen within. The sacred lines and lineages that connect all things. Perceiving energy fields that can be opened to portals in a non-binary reality. Other realms and dimensions. Moving to greater states of energy and light. Extending our cosmic antennae. Having greater talent and genius available to us. Expanded consciousness to work with earth healing. With ley lines, power centers, prayers, and ceremony. And I tell you, where's one of the first one? Where was my activation? Well, I mean, Red Rocks is one of the biggest ones, and I tell you that. I was like, that's what I was making jokes about him. He won't go to Red Rocks. He knows all the gods and power that I access is right there. They don't know what it is, but they've seen what it's done to me. And the second one, Mother Cabrini Shrine. I tell you, the Holy Spirit is there more than Jerusalem. It's there. It's in the dirt. It's there. It's all there. I've seen it. I've seen the access to heaven. I've seen all the light beings, everything. It's all there. They're all over. There's so many places. Mount Shasta, you know what I mean? But there's also just all these other places, you know what I mean? Simple hikes where they made most of our national forests, dude. Almost all of our national forests. The government came in and knew that these were sacred lands. Burial lands, the ceremonial lands, sacred lands. So they deemed them as national lands. My son told me today, out of nowhere, I was in the bathroom. He's all, did you know that Las Vegas gets their water from the Colorado River? And I looked at him, I said, did you know that the river that we were swimming in and I was doing all that spiritual work down in Yuma, Arizona, is the Colorado River? And that's where all the natives got their, you know what I mean, got all of their, you know what I mean, their productions and their foods and everything was from this river. And then they came and took it away from them. We were camped out on the Colorado River when we were called to follow it all the way to the bottom of Arizona. And then, yes, we went up to, you know what I mean? And that's it. It's like the water flows and all of that. You know what I mean? And I told you about all of that stuff. It's like it all is connected. It's all completely connected. And these are like, you can be connected to all things, understanding that connection. Right? And it's like the Colorado River has supplied all of the native tribes forever. Go figure they called me to fucking bless it. To do ceremonial work in those waters. You know what I mean? To bring the light to those waters often. Those waters feed the lands. Do you know what I mean? Down to, you know, the Mississippi runs one way, but all of the channels that it goes through. And that goes back to Egypt. Do you know what I mean? The Nile. You lived nowhere by the Nile, but you needed the water from the Nile to feed all the land. You know, all of this stuff. It's like you have to, you know, all of these places. They're main places, but then there's many that are right there that your spirit is calling you to. I'm seeing that when they called me down to Garden of the Gods. They took me to all kinds of sacred places that were all around this. I'd never even been to it, really. And it wasn't just so much the rocks, but all of it was anointed. All of the places. And then they had to take me to the top of, you know, they call it Heaven's Gates or Heaven's something. You know, the incline in Manitou. But what you don't know is that the town of Manitou is all Wicca. It's all cursed and evil. Then you start to learn the stories of how the natives went to war on these stairs and they cursed the lands. You know, all these things. The land told me this. Not the people. The stories are there. You can find them written in books. You could read 1,000,000 books. Or you can actually know the stories. And I was thinking about, I'm seeing Wisconsin. I said, I did a fucking ceremony with the Red Wing Chief himself. He told me all the history. They showed me. As I sat there in these sacred lands and I honored them doing their ritual work that they told me to do. They tell me how to honor them, where to honor them, what to do, and then they give me the power and the wisdom to see. You know what I mean? They give me their powers after I've shown as a servant. So as we're doing this, I can tell you again, something will happen in the next 24 hours that I'll be doing ceremonial work because there's 5 planets coming. The planets are part of the whole shift of this. People who are doing earth healing are activating the ley power lines of earth and the power spots or sacred sites. And that's what I mean. I have to travel. They take me to these sacred places. They took me to the Kuchan, They take me to the native lands that are, you know what I mean? I have to clean them. I have to activate them, and I have to, you know what I mean, open these portals that is unseen places, because I am the light. They need the light where these places have gone dark. With prayers and ceremonies, the earth is a living being. The ley lines are like acupuncture meridians, which need to be quickened, vibrant and flowing. And that's what I mean. They take me down Route 66, burning fucking specific incenses. And they're telling me stories as I'm driving. They're showing me, you know what I mean? They're showing me cattle. They're showing me everything that ever was down Route 66 before me. They take me to specific places that mean nothing to you because you've long forgotten. And they show me everything. The Twin Cities. They took me over there to raise the dead. All this dead. I told you, they're having me raise the dead. Do you know how many bodies are buried here? How many ancient, you know, I'm seeing European, there was all of them down in, I don't even know them. I'm just seeing what they told me. It's like they take me to all these churches. They take me to synagogues. They take me to, you know what I mean, lands and stuff. I am the activator. And while I'm activating it, it activates within me where I can tell you about what this land was. Conducting a ceremony or prayer at a power spot or intersection of ley lines is like putting an acupuncture needle into the earth to quicken her energy. And that's what I told you. Imagine being a fucking, you know what I mean, an antenna with all this energy going. You're just literally, you know what I mean, plugging yourself into it. And that's what I'm seeing is that movie, Confirmation. Damn, we're at an hour and a half. That movie, Avatar, where I can connect to all things. And it can talk, you know what I mean? We are connected as one. I don't want to read all of this. People of all cultures, traditions, and religions all around the world are recognizing the earth as a sentient being in need of cleansing and healing. With all the environmental abuse and excess mining, lodging, and pollution, the earth's natural energy grids are congested and have been thrown off balance. As we visualize this energetic web of circuitry all around and throughout the earth being filled with healing light, our Earth Mother will benefit. We have so much gratitude to her. She provides us with so much life, food, water, air, and a home in place. And that's it. Those of without faith, without light, see the lights going out. And that's those of, you know what I mean, of power. That's why they're trying to get off this planet. They can see this planet's resources are gone. They don't know that we can repower the resources once they're gone. Think about it. Everybody, the whole movement is to get off this planet. All of science is trying to get us off this planet. Because they see that the planet is, it's doomed. They don't realize that we have the power to fix the planet. Because they're powerless to their fears of the doom. So they're going to take, you know what I mean, their fears and those negative fucking beliefs, and they're going to literally fly that shit out to Mars or whatever planet maybe they make it to the moon. Who knows? But in essence, we can fix this. We are the cleanup team. I have to stop there. I can't read anymore. All right, fine. The light grid work of webs related to harmonic levels and octaves that resonate with the other worlds. Harmonic levels, that's frequencies, and octaves, this is frequencies of consciousness, resonate with other worlds, dimensions, and universes too. We can travel on them in our dreams and meditations and connect with fantastic beings and exotic worlds. The Aborigines of Australia have worked with these grid works in their understanding of dream time and traveling the time-space continuum. If their totem animals is a dolphin, they play an ancient dolphin song on their didgeridoo. I don't know what that is. And through the daytime and the grids connect with the spirit and the mind of the dolphins. Plants, animals, and minerals have energy grids that surround them in the grid work of light. Another aspect of grid work is energetically superimposed and penetrates into the physical body. As our conscious expands, we're able to adapt to a certain frequency of amp load. When we feel comfortable there, the frequency is shifted upwards in a spiral as we learn to accommodate more of the light energy that runs on our grid work. Meaning you're connected, bro. Once you turn on, how do you get the lights on? Your chakras. You can't be a white light until you've gone through all of your lights. I'm going to stop there. I am. And I'm going to put this here so hopefully I can read it and we'll pick it up. I'm starving. I'm serious. I've burned through all of my energy. That's why I have to stop. The white light is when all of your chakras are lit up. You have 7 chakras. Each of them are, you know what I mean? It's energetic flows of energy that actually you access at different dimensions and vibrations. Okay? So your first one is on top of your head called your crown chakra. It's an indigo color. It's a mixture between blue and purple. Okay? Next to that is your third eye chakra. It's purple. Okay? Under that is your throat chakra. It's blue. Under that is your heart chakra. It's green. Under that is your solar plexus chakra. Okay? That one is yellow. Under that is your sacral chakra. That one is orange. Under that is your root chakra. That one is red. You have those 5 lights, those 7 lights. If you take all colors of the rainbow, the 7, and you put them together, it'll make one color, white. Now, you take this white light and you can connect this connection to other chakras outside of your body. Meaning now you're a charger port. You're full of electricity, but now you have some way to channel it. And I'm seeing Thor's hammer. That he had to channel it all through something. Right? So then you can start connecting to the chakras. There's earth star chakras. There's all kinds of them. You connect to other, and that's it. I can see your chakras. What is that? They're literally energetic points that connect your souls, to connect all beings. They're invisible. And then I have another one. I have another one in between, and I heard it today. It's between my throat and my heart chakra. And they called it a thyroid chakra or some weird shit, thymus chakra or something. I haven't found any readings. I just knew that it wasn't part of my regular system, but it was pouring in another type of energy that I can't just catch. It has to be poured in. They tried to put the energy through the typical chakra system, which is the white light, and that's the Palladians. Anytime I'm getting transmissions from out of this world, from the other worlds, like literally the other beings, they have to literally infuse it into my body from a different way. They can't give it to me through the typical chakra system. They're working on that. They're trying to figure out how, but they almost put me into an epileptic seizure, putting that much light into me. They put it into my head, and my body couldn't process it. So now they put it into my spine. And it takes a little while to process it, and then I can see the visions through my head. Sometimes I struggle with words. You can see I lose, while I'm transferring that type of information, I can't get memories or names and stuff out at the same time. It's too much. Meaning I'm being pushed to say stuff and being pushed to say what I see while I'm reading. Like it's just a push of energy. When I'm channeling, I'm seeing and saying, seeing and saying, seeing and saying. It's running through me so fast, which is your chakra system. It's coming from my crown. I'm seeing it in my thing. I'm speaking it. I'm feeling it with my heart, my beliefs. I'm turning it into reality fast, all the time. I'm turning this fucking energy into reality fast. I'm putting it in as reality as I'm reading it and giving you testimony. And then it burns inside of my body, like where I am right now. I'm starving. I can't breathe. I need to sit down. I need a cigarette. I can't sit still. My legs are weak. It's just a flow. It's just flowing through me. Is it always happening? Not when I'm talking. I'm just holding it in me. I'm grounding it within me. But when I'm putting it into reality, now it's coming out of me. And it hurts the body. It's a process. Now, how do you get those lights open? Why are your lights out? Darkness. Why can't you see? Because all you can see is your thoughts. So I need to work through your thoughts so you can have your visions. You know what I mean? Why can't, what's wrong with your heart? Why can't you channel from your heart? Because it hurts. You know what I mean? Why can't you change your reality? Because you're scared of what's real and what's fake. There's all these things, you know what I mean? We have to work through your darknesses to get your lights open. And I make jokes, clean your chakras. It's real. If we don't clean out, if we don't activate these points within you, you don't really have a point to your life. You're just walking in your thoughts. It all starts there. God gave you a crown. He gave you visions. He gave you insight. He's trying to show you things. You can't see past your own thoughts. So we spend all this fucking time in your thoughts. Because again, those thoughts create fucked up feelings through your whole chakra. It starts at the top, bro. And it goes through your whole reality. What you think fucks up your whole body, bro. All the way down. If I can, and that's why they do lobotomies and they give you happy pills. They put something in your brain to affect the whole body. The whole body. They go to the brain. But they tell you you can't run without a heart. So what do? We use the heart to control this. We take the most powerful thing that you have, which is your heart. It's invincible, bro. No matter how many times the motherfucker breaks down, bro, it just it's Wolverine, bro. It just always. You're just scared of it. You're scared of the last time it broke down. You know what I mean? Your car broke down one time and you're scared to fucking drive it now. Bro, drive that thing. It's going to keep going. That's how I am with my Impala, bro. It's like, damn, I don't know. It can. And that's how I make it across America. And that motherfucking thing. Like, are you sure? God says. I believe it. In the sense of, can you believe it means, can you wrap your mind around what your heart is giving you the willpower to do? We got to walk in the heart space. The heart has to talk to the mind. The mind, after your heart controls the mind, then you control this. But you can't really control the mind. The mind is the programming. You just tell the programming what to do. The heart tells the programming what to do instead of the brain telling this whole thing what the fuck to do all the time. The brain is just a program. It's a Google program, dude. Your heart is all the power. And that's it. You're denying what your heart feels all the time because of what your mind says. Going back to Bobby, he loves me, dude. He loves everything I do for him. He loves how I make him feel. His brain makes him feel bad. How do I know? Because that's exactly what I felt. I love you. But I hate how I feel about all this. My brain makes me feel like so bad about all of this. I had to fight my thoughts to be brave, to feed my heart and go love on this guy. Did I regret not seeing him? No, I loved him. I gave him hugs and I felt so good to see him and to be around him. But I had to fight my brain that kept telling me, no, I can't do such things, and just do it. And that's him. Is he going to fight his brain and call me and say something? Who knows? It could be years. He's got mental issues. Is it really this thought? No, it's other thoughts that are making him think this way. That's what I teach you guys. All right? That was almost 2 hours. That's all I got. That's all you're getting from me today. I love yous. Laters. Bye.